The present moment is a powerful space where attraction is in full force. When we focus on past regrets or future anxieties, we disconnect ourselves from the abundant possibilities the universe offers. People often fail to realize that manifestation occurs only in the now. The law of attraction thrives in the present, where thoughts and actions align with what we truly desire. Abundance flows effortlessly when we are fully engaged in the present moment, open to receiving. Neglecting this moment creates a gap between intention and manifestation, hindering our ability to attract what we deserve. True alignment with universal laws happens only when we embrace the now. Focusing too much on past mistakes or future uncertainties not only disturbs our inner peace but also disrupts the natural law of attraction. Constantly dwelling on past events creates a mental barrier, limiting our capacity to move forward. Similarly, obsessing over future outcomes generates unnecessary fear and doubt, blocking the flow of abundance. The attraction of prosperity is rooted in mindfulness. It's in the present moment where you begin to recognize your own power. Letting go of the past and not worrying about the future frees you to be in the flow of what is unfolding right now. Thus, it becomes vital to shift our mindset and embrace each moment as an opportunity to manifest our dreams. Abundance is not just a material gain, but a state of being that requires awareness and presence. When we are fully immersed in the moment, we align ourselves with a state of openness and receptivity, where the laws of attraction operate effortlessly. Attraction is not a passive experience. It demands active participation in the present, where our intentions are met with universal support. Once we become aware of this, we start to see that abundance is not something we chase, but something that naturally follows when we align with the present. By neglecting the moment, we miss the subtle yet powerful forces that work behind the scenes. The practice of mindfulness, of fully inhabiting the now, invites the abundance of the universe to manifest. Through simple acts of being present, whether in conversation, work, or leisure, we unlock the potential of the law of attraction. Each thought, each action, in the now strengthens our connection to the flow of universal energy. As we move through life with gratitude and awareness, we create an environment conducive to the attraction of all good things. By neglecting the present, we close ourselves off to the very things we seek. True manifestation is not about waiting for the right time. It is about being fully present and acting now. When you begin to focus on the present, the attraction of prosperity becomes an almost natural byproduct. The more we engage with the here and now, the more we allow abundance to materialize in our lives. The law of attraction operates on a frequency, and the frequency of the present moment is a powerful one. The universe cannot respond to regrets or anxieties. It responds to what we emit in the present. Therefore, choosing to be present is an act of aligning with the law of attraction and inviting abundance into our lives without resistance. One of the most significant obstacles to personal growth is the attachment to past pain and the identity that emerges from it. People often identify themselves with their past experiences, especially the painful ones. This attachment creates a limited version of self, one that is defined by past trauma rather than potential. Breaking free from this attachment is essential for personal evolution. By letting go of the pain that has shaped our identity, we allow ourselves to grow into a new version of who we truly are. This process fosters alignment with the law of attraction, opening us up to a more abundant life. The stories we tell ourselves about our past shape our present reality. Holding on to pain, whether it's from failed relationships, financial struggles, or other setbacks, creates a barrier to healing. When we attach our identity to these experiences, we make it difficult to evolve. The law of attraction is all about aligning with our highest potential, and this requires us to release outdated self-concepts tied to past trauma. Only when we let go of these limiting beliefs can we redefine who we are and attract the life we desire. Abundance flows through a mindset that is not shackled by past events. Clinging to past trauma not only prevents personal growth, but also affects our capacity to experience abundance. The pain we hold on to becomes a magnet for negative experiences, as the law of attraction reflects the energy we emit. To create a new identity, one rooted in empowerment and possibility, we must release the emotional attachments to past hurts. Healing begins with recognizing that we are not our pain. When we stop seeing ourselves as victims of our circumstances, we take back control of our lives and invite a new reality, one filled with abundance and opportunities for growth. Releasing the identity formed from pain is an act of self-liberation. It allows us to step into the fullness of who we are meant to be. When we let go of the stories that have defined us, we open up to a future that is not limited by past mistakes. The law of attraction responds to the energy of freedom and possibility. As we shed the layers of pain and old identity, we create space for new experiences, relationships, and prosperity. The abundance we seek is not found in our past, but in the potential of the present and future. To break free from the attachment to pain, we must first acknowledge that it no longer serves us. The law of attraction requires that we let go of anything that does not align with our highest good. By releasing the identity formed around past pain, we create room for healing and growth. This process of shedding old wounds and stories enables us to connect with the universal abundance that is available to all. When we stop identifying with our past and instead embrace our true potential, we step into a life that is in harmony with the natural flow of attraction. Blame is one of the most powerful forces that can derail our journey toward personal fulfillment. Dwelling in a narrative of victimhood, constantly blaming others or external circumstances, creates a mindset of powerlessness. The law of attraction, however, works on the principle of taking responsibility for our thoughts, feelings, and actions. When we shift from blame to self-empowerment, we break free from the cycle of negativity. Abundance can only flow into our lives when we take ownership of our experiences, stop blaming others, and begin to proactively shape our future. The negative narratives we tell ourselves often stem from a place of blame, and this perpetuates a cycle of dissatisfaction. Blaming others for our problems keeps us stuck in a victim mentality, where we feel powerless to change our situation. This is in direct opposition to the law of attraction, which thrives on positive thinking, self-empowerment, and proactive actions. By changing our internal dialogue, we shift the energy we emit to one of solutions, growth, and abundance. Instead of focusing on what went wrong or who is at fault, we can focus on how to create the life we desire. Blaming external factors for our challenges prevents us from taking responsibility and making the necessary changes to move forward. The law of attraction operates on the idea that we are the creators of our own reality. When we blame others or circumstances, we relinquish control and prevent ourselves from attracting abundance. A shift in mindset, from blame to accountability, empowers us to take actionable steps toward healing, growth, and prosperity. The narrative we choose to live by shapes our future. It is up to us to rewrite it in a way that fosters positivity and abundance. The cycle of blame is one of the most insidious traps that keeps individuals stuck in a negative state. By constantly looking for someone or something to blame, we remain in a state of disempowerment. This only serves to reinforce a reality of scarcity and lack. To break free from this cycle, we must adopt a proactive mindset that focuses on solutions rather than problems. The law of attraction thrives on a mindset of abundance, one that seeks opportunities rather than obstacles. By changing our narrative to one of empowerment and possibility, we invite the flow of abundance into our lives. Rewriting our internal story and taking full responsibility for our lives is essential for manifesting the prosperity we desire. The law of attraction does not work for those who blame others for their misfortune. It works for those who recognize their own power and choose to act accordingly. Negative narratives drain our energy and attract more negativity. To shift this dynamic, we must consciously choose to reframe our thoughts, focusing on solutions, growth, and the abundance that is already available to us. The relentless pursuit of material wealth can often overshadow the true meaning of abundance. Many people become fixated on accumulating possessions, believing that external wealth equates to internal happiness. While material success is not inherently wrong, when it becomes the sole focus, it can create a hollow existence. True abundance lies not in the things we own, but in the experiences we share, the relationships we cultivate, and the fulfillment we find within ourselves. The law of attraction is not solely about material gain. It is about aligning with the deeper sources of abundance that resonate on a spiritual and emotional level. When we place too much emphasis on material wealth, we risk losing sight of the richness of life that exists beyond possessions. The law of attraction is designed to help us manifest the life we desire, but it is important to recognize that abundance comes in many forms. It is not just about money or material items. It is about the abundance of love, connection, joy, and fulfillment. Focusing solely on material wealth creates an imbalance in the energy we send out to the universe, limiting the flow of abundance. True wealth is found in appreciating life's intangible treasures, which in turn attract more of the same. The pursuit of material wealth often leads to dissatisfaction, as the joy of acquiring things fades quickly. Abundance, however, is sustainable and long-lasting. It is rooted in gratitude, contentment, and an appreciation for the present moment. When we learn to find fulfillment in the non-material aspects of life, we open ourselves up to the true essence of abundance. The law of attraction responds to the energy of gratitude, positivity, and internal satisfaction. By shifting our focus from material obsession to spiritual and emotional fulfillment, we invite greater prosperity into our lives. Material obsession can often lead to stress and anxiety, as the desire for more never seems to be satisfied. The law of attraction is not about obsessively pursuing wealth or possessions, but about cultivating a mindset of abundance. When we align with the energy of gratitude and appreciation for the present, we attract more of what we truly need, be it wealth, love, or peace. True abundance does not come from accumulating things. It comes from appreciating what we already have. The more we practice this mindset, the more we align with the law of attraction and attract even greater prosperity. The key to experiencing true abundance lies in recognizing that wealth is not solely about material possessions. When we shift our focus to the richness of life, through relationships, experiences, and personal growth, we invite a flow of abundance that far exceeds the limitations of material wealth. The law of attraction operates on a frequency of positivity and alignment with the universe's infinite potential. By appreciating the non-material aspects of life, we open ourselves up to a much greater, more fulfilling form of abundance. Selfless giving is one of the most powerful ways to invite abundance into our lives. When we give, without expecting anything in return, we align ourselves with the universal flow of abundance. The law of attraction works on the principle of reciprocity, where acts of kindness and generosity create a positive energy that comes back to us. Giving without conditions allows us to experience the joy of abundance in its purest form, enriching both the giver and the receiver. The act of giving creates a harmonious flow of energy, where the attraction of prosperity and goodwill is mutual. Genuine acts of giving, whether through time, resources, or support, generate a ripple effect of positivity that expands our ability to attract abundance. The law of attraction operates on the principle that what we give, we receive. When we give selflessly, we open the door for the universe to return our kindness in unexpected and abundant ways. The more we give without expectation, the more we align with the energy of abundance, creating a continuous cycle of goodwill and prosperity. This practice not only enriches others, but also nurtures our own well-being. Selfless giving is not about sacrificing one's own well-being, but about creating a balance of exchange. By giving with a pure heart, we invite a flow of abundance into our lives. The law of attraction responds to the frequency of generosity, drawing more of the same energy back to us. This is a universal law. The more you give, the more you receive. Whether it's through acts of kindness, sharing knowledge, or offering support, the energy of selfless giving attracts limitless abundance into every area of life. In a world that often emphasizes material success, Selfless giving is a reminder that true wealth is not just what we accumulate, but what we share with others. When we give from a place of love and compassion, we align with the law of attraction on a higher frequency. Abundance is not just about material wealth. It's about enriching lives and creating a positive impact. By practicing selfless giving, we invite the universal forces of attraction to work in our favor, leading to greater abundance in all aspects of life. Selfless giving transcends the limitations of the material world, connecting us to a deeper, more fulfilling form of abundance. The law of attraction flourishes when we operate from a place of generosity and love. Through giving, we tap into the infinite flow of the universe, which responds to the frequency of positive energy. When we give without expectation, we create a powerful cycle of attraction, where abundance flows freely in both directions. In this way, selfless giving not only enriches others but also enriches our own lives, creating a life filled with love, connection, and true prosperity.